There are people walking among us who look like friends, speak like mentors, even love like soulmates. But their presence leaves you hollow, anxious, off balance. Not because you're weak, but because they feed on your energy. In the ancient Shaolin path, we were taught that not all enemies come with swords. Some come with smiles. These are not ghosts or myths. These are what I call human demons. People who carry the spirit of destruction without even knowing it. And if you don't learn to recognize them, you'll lose more than peace. You'll lose yourself. In this video, I will guide you through 5 powerful signs that reveal when you're dealing with a human demon. These signs are not based on superstition. They come from years of internal observation, spiritual discipline, and understanding how energy moves through the body and mind. You'll learn how these people distort reality, drain your clarity, and twist your own virtues into weapons. And more importantly, you'll learn how to see it early before the damage is done. The path of Shaolin is not about fear. It's about discernment. To walk in peace, you must know the shape of war, even when it wears a kind face. Stay with me until the end of this video. What you hear may explain things you felt for years, but never had words for. This is Shaolin Soulfire. If you're walking the path of self-mastery, stillness, and spiritual strength, subscribe now. Your discipline protects your soul, but your awareness, that's what keeps you free. There's a kind of tiredness that sleep cannot fix. You walk away from a conversation and something feels off. The room is quiet, but your thoughts are loud, heavy, spinning. This is not ordinary exhaustion. It's a leak in your energy field. The ancient masters understood energy not as a symbol, but as a living current. It moves through your breath, your spine, your voice. In Shaolin training, we learned not just how to generate energy, but how to contain it. How to stop it from spilling into places where it doesn't belong. But here's the danger. Some people survive by draining others. Not through violence, but through subtle, repeated disturbance. These are the ones who smile while pulling threads from your mind, who speak in circles, who turn every truth into fog. You leave feeling less yourself, and they leave feeling strangely full. That's no accident. They are addicted to your attention, and they will do anything to keep it. Praise doesn't satisfy them. Neither does conflict. What truly feeds them is your reaction. Confusion, guilt, overthinking. It's all energy, and they know how to pull it from you without touching your skin. One student once asked me, "Master, how do I know if someone is stealing my energy?" I told him after speaking with them, sit in silence. If your breath is shallow, your chest tight, your mind restless, that was not a conversation. That was an extraction. You must become a guardian of your inner space. You cannot stop people from reaching for your energy, but you can stop giving it away without realizing it. The first step is to notice the fog, because clarity, once you reclaim it, becomes your protection. Not all poison comes in a bitter cup. Sometimes it's sweet, warm, familiar. One of the earliest lessons in the temple was to stop looking at appearances. The world is full of masks. Some want to survive, others to deceive. The deeper path is learning to see with the inner eye, not just what is said or shown, but what is true. A human demon rarely shows their face. They move through charm, through timing, through precision. They speak your language. They mirror your values. They offer concern, but only when someone is watching. They learn your rhythms, then use them to pull you into theirs. This is why Shaolin monks train not just the body, but the perception. To see through illusion requires stillness, discipline. You must be quiet enough inside to notice the difference between sincerity and strategy. The most dangerous ones never argue with you. They praise you, they flatter you, they make you feel seen. But if you observe long enough, you'll notice something. Their kindness is selective, calculated. Watch how they treat those who hold no power. Animals, elders, the ones who cannot serve them. That's where the truth leaks out. Do they show the same softness? Or does the mask fall when no one is useful? A person's relationship with the weak reveals their soul, not their words, not their posture, their instincts. In Shaolin, we were taught that real strength bows before life. It never steps on the small to rise. The one who needs to belittle others, manipulate innocence, or dominate silence is not strong. He is hollow, and he hides that hollow place behind performance. To master yourself, you must also master your seeing. Because when the illusion breaks, the danger is no longer hidden. And when it's no longer hidden, it has no power over you. There's a quiet kind of harm that doesn't break things. It bends them slowly, gently. So gently you don't even notice it's happening. It begins with trust. You open your heart. You offer patience. You give without asking anything back. And at first it feels right, natural, even noble. But some people don't see your kindness as sacred. They see it as a tool. They study your consistency, your loyalty, your silence, not to honor it, but to use it. Your discipline becomes their safety net. Your forgiveness becomes their license. Your peace becomes their hiding place. They don't need to shout or strike. They just keep taking bit by bit like water soaking into wood. Not with force, but with time. And soon what once held shape begins to soften, swell, crack. You wonder why your center feels unstable, why your breath is tight, why your strength no longer feels like yours. This is the erosion not of your character, but of its clarity. In Shaolin thought, discipline is not just about effort. It's about guarding what is sacred within you. Loyalty must serve truth. Kindness must serve wisdom. Otherwise, they become weapons in the wrong hands. The mind must stay awake even while the heart stays open. Mindfulness is the shield. It's what allows you to feel the first signs of rot. Not when things break, but when they begin to drift, when your yes becomes too automatic, when your silence becomes avoidance, when your strength starts to feel like submission. In that moment, awareness becomes your sword, and the erosion stops, because no one can twist what you refuse to abandon. Some wars are not fought with fists, they are fought in silence, behind words, in the spaces where doubt grows. A human demon doesn't always want to hurt you. They want to own how you see, how you think, how you feel. They want to sit at the center of your mind and rearrange the furniture. Bit by bit, you stop trusting your memory, your instincts, your body signals. You begin to second guess as what you know is real. This is not an accident. It's a strategy. One of the oldest forms of control. If they can distort your clarity, they don't need to control your actions. You'll do it yourself. In Shaolin, clarity is not optional. It's power. It's survival. Without clarity, you cannot master movement. You cannot choose the right moment to strike or the right moment to be still. The same applies in life. When someone clouds your vision long enough, you lose the ability to navigate. They'll say it didn't happen, that you're too sensitive, that you misunderstood. Not because they believe it, but because if you believe it, they win. And the most dangerous part, you begin to gaslight yourself. You replay the moment. You search for fault. You lower your voice. You shrink. This is how people become ghosts while still breathing. But clarity can be reclaimed. Stillness brings truth to the surface. When you sit with your breath and return to your own rhythm, the spell begins to break. You remember what you saw, what you felt. You stop seeking permission to believe yourself. And when that happens, when your clarity returns, the illusion falls. Because the lie only works as long as you abandon your own vision. Once you stop doing that, they can no longer reach you. Some people don't flinch when you're in pain. They watch, they wait, and somewhere behind their silence, something in them settles. It's subtle, but it's there. Your sadness makes them feel powerful. Your confusion makes them feel wise. Your collapse gives them comfort because it confirms what they secretly believe, that they are above you, that your suffering is deserved or useful. This is not just cruelty, it's parasitic energy. It doesn't chase, it waits. It thrives not on chaos but on emotional harvest. The more you break, the more it feeds. In the Shaolin tradition, compassion is not weakness, it's the highest discipline. A true practitioner feels the pain of others as a call to presence, not superiority. When someone winces at another's wounds, it's because they remember their own. But when someone smiles at your tears or softens at your despair, that's not compassion. That's hunger. These people don't always attack. Sometimes they sit close, offering just enough comfort to keep you near. Not because they care, but because your pain keeps you small. And as long as you're small, they don't have to face their own emptiness. The old master said, demons don't always strike. Some of them study. Some of them listen, but their heart is cold. Their stillness is not peace, it's control. One way to see the truth, speak your joy. Watch how they react. If your healing makes them distant, if your confidence makes them irritated, if your light makes them shift, you've seen it, the mask slips. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. The discipline path teaches you to protect your energy, not just from violence, but from the quiet hands that drain you with a smile. Because peace is not just about removing noise, it's about removing those who rejoice in your suffering. Silence is not the absence of sound, it's the return to yourself. In Shaolin practice, silence is sacred. Before movement there is stillness, before speech breath, before action awareness. Everything begins there and ends there. It's how the mind becomes clean, how the spirit aligns. But some people fear silence like a wound they don't want to look at. They cannot sit still. They cannot let things be quiet. So they fill the space with noise, arguments, opinions, endless stories that go nowhere. And if you stay close long enough, you begin to forget what quiet feels like.